Corey Ramirez is your typical freshman. Corey likes to go out and party and wait till the last minute to do his homework. Ramirez lives in Argenta Hall, where your grades are an important aspect to remain the residency in the dorms. Ramirez received bad grades last semester, which is why he is on academic probation.
I just didn't focus as much as I should have. I ditched a lot last semester, and I might have partied too much.
Jessica Halverson is Argenta Hall's resident director. She meets with each student that is on academic probation to talk about the program.
So in the contract that they sign, they agree to have 3 individual meetings with their resident director throughout the semester.
Okay.
They have to do 2 sets of progress reports, 1 progress report for each class that they take, and then go over those progress reports in 2 of the 3 meetings.
Melissa Huther, one of Corey's friends, says Corey has improved with his studying habits.
I feel like he actually tries to study now instead of just sitting and doing nothing and pretending to study.
Ramirez now has A's and B's in all of his classes and is still studying and working hard to do well on all of his finals. Ramirez plans to continue this effort for the rest of his college career.
I had to maintain a 2.0 the following semester to get off of academic probation.
Now, what if you didn't?
If I didn't, I don't remember what she told me.
Okay. So, what if... Hold on. Shit. Like, how do you think you've changed as a better student? Not that you weren't a bad student, but how do you think you've changed to become a better student?
Well, obviously I didn't go out as much as I did last semester. Actually go to my classes. in the following semester about what I've done to change it, and if I'm going to be taking off academic probation.
So this academic probation is not just for the dorms, it's for everything else, correct?
To my knowledge, it's mainly the dorms.
But then
Because you
it's-
have to maintain a certain grade point average to live in the dorms, and you can only, and then if you exceed 2 semesters, then you can't stay in the dorms anymore. Is what I believe was it.
So how many times do you meet up with Jessica?
Actually make a meeting. I've had 2 meetings with her for it, but I see her around because I live in Argenta, so we talk all the time.
Oh, that's so she knows what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how many times do you schedule? What if you didn't? What is it? Let's say you didn't live in Argenta, you didn't see her as often. How often would you need to meet up with Jessica?
Probably once a month,
Is that what it is?
just to check up and see, because my roommate's on it too, and he had to do grade checks and stuff. But
How come you don't have to? No, why don't you have to?
I guess everyone's different, and depending on your GPA. Because the way she explained it was, if you have less than a 1.0 is when you're truly on academic probation, and then that's when you have to. I think that's when you have to have the grade checks. But if you have over 1.0, it's like a half and half academic probation, half not. And so you're not in as much, not necessarily punishment, but consequential,
Now, do you meet up with Jerry, your RA, at all?
For academic probation, no.
Now, what did he tell you last semester about academic probation? Did you meet with him at all last semester about anything?
I did not.
No. So they don't watch you at all? I hope they don't come in here.
They don't watch us?
Like, do they check on you guys?
Jerry doesn't, no.
No.
Jessica does.
But it's not Jerry's job at all.
I don't think so. Not to my knowledge.
Oh, okay. Maybe he just doesn't care. So your grades now have changed a lot since last semester, for sure.
Yes. Definitely, drastically.
Okay. Do you ever want to be on academic probation ever again?
No.
And how are you willing to prevent that?
Focusing on my studies a lot more. Probably a little more than I did this semester, but I didn't really slack at all this semester, but I still, did what I wanted to do. If I wanted to go out, I went out, but I got my homework done before I went out.
So you did like a very good time balance.
Yes.
Very good. Now, why do they put you on academic probation for? Now, why? Because I know it's a threat that they put up. Like, if you don't pull up your grades, they kick you out of the dorms. Like, why do they put up that threat if they're not really technically going to take you out? Because usually after a freshman year, you don't come back, right?
Well, I mean, a lot of people come back to the dorms just because, their loans will pay for it, but I think they do it just as a reminder that, this is college, you have to work your ass off to get where you want to go. And I don't really know their whole reasoning behind them not enforcing it, but I mean,
Well,
it's kind of one of those like verbal threats just to almost like scare you into getting good grades that way. I mean, it's for your own good.
Well, why do you think they put you on academic probation for?
To
I mean, they want us to be grown-ups. It's like putting us on timeout.
basically.
But we're 18 years old. They want us to grow up in college, but yet they do this to us.
That it's not necessarily like a timeout. They're doing it as, it's a privilege to live in the dorms. Yes, you're paying for it, but you also have requirements that you signed a contract for, that you would sustain a 2.0 to live in the dorms. And if you can't do that, they're not going to be like, okay, get out in an hour, all your shit needs to be packed. But they want to help you as best as they can, but still watch over you. That way you don't think that it's just a free ride, and you don't have to, and you can just stay here and not worry about anything.
Mm-hmm. But now, were you ever on the verge of being kicked out of the dorms?
No.
No. Do you know of anybody who's been on the verge of kicked out of the dorms because of their grades?
I don't think so.
Okay. How common do you think academic probation is for freshman year, especially first semester?
I think pretty common. Being how it is on the 4th floor, it's pretty common. Half of our floor is on academic probation.
Not me. What do you do to people? Silent. Do you think only like the academic probation for like only people living in the dorms? It's just living in the dorms, like you think that's what that only applies for, or is it? Do you think it exists outside of the dorms?
I think it exists outside the dorms, but maybe it's something different. Only because I don't see the point in going to college if you're not getting good grades.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why waste your money if you're just going to slack off?
Mm-hmm. Now, what would have happened if you didn't improve your grades last semester? Well, from last semester to this semester.
Personally, I would have had to go back home and pay for college on my own. Mm-hmm. And I think with RHA, I probably wouldn't have been able to come back to the dorms for the rest of my years here.
Without RHA, what do you mean?
No, like with RHA, personally, with my parents, I wouldn't have been able to come back here unless I paid for it. Mm-hmm. But if it was like RHA, you probably couldn't stay in the dorms anymore.
Like without them watching you and helping you.
Well, no, you probably wouldn't be able to come back if you didn't raise your grades like you were supposed to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you signed a contract saying that you would keep it. If you had one semester to bring it back and you didn't, that's on you.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you meet with once a month. Do you plan on keeping up with keeping up with your grades and everything?
Yes.
Have you ever been stressed out to the point where you just can't do your homework? Especially like right now with finals and everything.
My finals are not actually that bad. I'm only stressed about one of them. But I've been kind of stressed and didn't get stuff done, but I got it done the next day before class.
So you were still on top of your studies? Huh? Oh, yeah, just one.